let's make the chord. To do this, we need to create a curve. So I'm going to go to Create, Curve Tools, EP Curve Tool. We're going to go to our top view, make sure that our image plane is turned off. We're going to start as near to the center of the chord insert as we can and click. And then we can click and drag and let go to drop a point. If you ever use the pen tool in Photoshop, this works similarly, where when you click and drag, it impacts the last couple points you've made. And I'm just gonna start creating a curve and to represent where the chord is going to go. Now the chord on an NES controller is quite long, and I'm not going to get this to be the exact length. I'm just going to make sort of a bundle to represent it and then wrap back up. If you misplace a point, you can just hit undo and then continue on your way until you get something you want. When you're done, you hit enter and it will create the curve. And the curve is a type of object. The whole thing can be selected in object mode. So now that I have my curve, I'm going to go back to my perspective view and notice that the entire curve is laying on the grid. I'm going to create a cylinder, and I will scale the whole thing down and rotate it 90 degrees. And then I'm going to turn off screen space ambient occlusion. In the inputs, I'll change subdivisions caps to 0. Then I'll go to face mode, select the back face and the side faces and delete them. So I'm just left with this disc here. This will be the end of the chord. I'm going to turn on wireframe on shaded, hold V and vertex snap that disc to that location. Scale it down and pull it out a bit. I'll move it closer to the start of the curve. And we want this curve to be more centered along that face. So in object mode, I'm going to select the curve and then move it over a bit. Next I'll go to face mode, and I'll select this face, hold shift and select the curve, and then I'll extrude, and I can do that by hitting Control E, and it goes straight to the end because there are not enough divisions. Once I start adding divisions, it's going to begin wrapping around that curve. By default, this will go up to 25, but you can type in whatever number you want. I'm going to type in 150, and that's good. So the benefit of this is I can still get to that curve. I hit 4 to go to wireframe mode, then selected the curve. If I go to right click and hold and go to edit point, I can edit points of the curve, and now I can still manipulate the curve, which is parented to the extruded mesh. So again, you just hit 4 on the keyboard to go to wireframe. Make sure you're in object mode. The way I select the curve is I click and drag over top of the mesh and the curve, and then click on the mesh. Hold shift, click on the mesh, and it'll just have the curve left. Then you hold down the right mouse button and go to edit point, and then you can come in and manipulate the curve. And what I'm doing right now is just trying to get it so the chord is not going through itself, so it's wrapping over top of itself more realistically. And I've sped this up a little bit. I don't want to move these points down beneath the floor because I don't want the chord to be dipping into the floor when this is all done, so I just need to be paying attention. I can always hit 5 on my keyboard to go back to shaded mode to get a better look and see how close I am and what else I need to adjust. So remember, 5 and 4 will toggle between shaded mode and wireframe mode. getting closer. We want to avoid changes in volume, and for the most part, extruding along a curve and then adding divisions does that very well. You kind of need to look and see if there's too sharp of a turn, which will change the volume of the cord or the cylinder, and then you just need to adjust that, which is what I'm doing now with this part. That's looking pretty good for now. So the benefit of this is I can always change it. The mesh is a child of the curve, so if I were to select just the mesh and move it, I could do that without an issue, like so. If I were to select the curve itself instead and try and move the curve, it's going to move the mesh along with it. Okay, so just remember that. The only way to stop that would be to delete your history, and then you could delete the curve. I'm going to keep the curve for now, just in case I want to edit it later. In the next video, we'll work on the plug. See you there.